All righty, so as promised, I am here with the proverbial 90-day fiancé couple. Will you please do me a solid and just introduce yourself?
Sure, my name's Joe.
And I'm Lizelle.
And you look awfully familiar. Were you on my channel before?
Yeah.
Did you tell me your story before?
That was about the 90 days Fiancé Visa.
About the 90-day fiancé visa. And now we're going to finally meet the man that captured your heart, the old Don Juan himself, Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, tell us a little bit about how you encountered this lovely young lady.
Oh, that took some persistence.
I'll bet.
A lot of never give up.
What year was that?
2014. I came here on vacation.
So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You came here on vacation. You were here for what, 4 months?
Yeah.
Because you were still working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a house painting business.
Okay.
You can't paint in Missouri outside
Got
in the
it.
wintertime.
Got it.
So every winter I'd come to the Philippines.
Why not? Low cost of
23
living,
years.
a lot of fun. You can't work anyway.
Yeah.
Why sit in the snow
Right.
when you can be out here in the tropics? And look what happened. You came out here on vacation and got the grand prize sitting
Thank
right
God.
next to you. Good Lord.
Thank God.
So how did this all come about?
Oh, I rented a condo,
Okay.
and there was a convenience store that I went to every day
Okay.
for knicky-knack stuff.
Sure.
And man, is such a beautiful cashier in there. So I was here for 4 months, and after, I don't know, 6 weeks, I guess, of going in there, and she looked so young. You know, I never asked her out because, my gosh, she looked like she was 16.
Right.
Finally, one day I said, "How old are you?" Because I did like talking to her every day.
Yeah.
You know, I had fun.
Yeah.
And she told me 25.
Wow.
I'm like, "You're kidding me."
I'll tell you what, these Filipinas, they age gracefully.
I know, I was
It's
shocked.
remarkable how they can be so much older than they look.
I really thought she was 16 or so. When she said 25, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a chance.
So that makes you 35 now?
34.
34.
Yes.
You look 25 to me right now. That's just,
Oh, yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
just,
does.
and I'm not blowing smoke. I mean, I literally mean it. It's just
Yeah.
remarkable. Okay, but I'm taking you off the track of the story. So you were going in and out of this convenience store. She got in your vision.
Right.
And
right.
what happened then?
I asked her if she'd go out with me.
And
That
what did
was
you
taking
say?
a long shot.
I said, yes, if you are single.
If you're single.
Yes.
Had other guys asked you out?
Yes.
And what did you say to them?
I don't have time with them.
What made Joe different from the other guys?
He made a lot of effort.
In what way? What did he do?
He brought a lot of food. I mean, you know, I usually bring my own food, and then he saw how much that was, and seems like it's not a big deal for him. So he cooked and he brought to me every lunchtime.
So every lunchtime,
Yes.
every day,
Yes.
for what, 2-3 weeks, a month? How long was it?
It's at least 3 weeks.
3
Yeah,
weeks.
it's not, at least it's not a month.
Every day.
Yes.
He showed up
Yeah.
and he had lunch for you.
Yes.
Was it good? Was it yummy?
It's really good. Except when he made a gravy, I don't like it. The creamy thing.
Oh, biscuits and
Yeah,
gravy?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is my first time. I just don't like creamy. So most of it is a fish.
Okay.
Yeah, meat.
All right.
Yeah.
And so 3 weeks of doing this, and how did you guys eventually, did you ever go on a date, or was it just this
No.
courtship that you had for 3
I'm
weeks?
doing this courting, but we didn't hold hands. We didn't get to kiss or hug. For 3 weeks, she's behind that counter.
But when you came in, were you hanging out for like an hour and chatting with her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gave
right.
him a
Got
chair and sit there and we talk if I don't have customer.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that didn't interrupt you. Your boss didn't have a problem with that. You were just able to, you were able to sit there and shoot the breeze with her.
Yeah.
Okay,
We really
all
got
right.
to know each other good.
And from what I understand, it always blows my mind when I hear this, but you work 6 days a week, 12 hours a day,
Yes.
right? And did you have a full day off at all, or no?
No.
No.
No. At least half day.
Half day.
Sunday, half day.
Half day on Sunday.
Yeah.
So is that when you guys were able to like get together on
He's
Sunday?
trying to, and finally we did.
Uh-huh.
Finally we did.
Yeah, but that was just 3 hours together only, or 4. I supposed to go out like noon, like after 12, but my boss holds me until 2 o'clock.
Oh.
Because they
She just,
knew
yeah, she knows
she had a
that.
date and they didn't like that.
See, you know what you're guilty of? You're guilty of being a great employee.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is when somebody finds, and everybody's guilty of this, in America, here, across the universe, if they have a great employee, they will do anything and everything to hang on to that person.
Yeah,
and you can't blame them. I mean, you know, you got somebody that's loyal, honest, hardworking, shows up,
Yeah.
does it, and that's her in a nutshell. So how did you finally connect with her? Didn't you knock something over or whatever?
It took me 3 weeks to make this plan. 'Cause
Okay.
I couldn't get her out from behind the counter. It's like 3 or 4 feet deep.
Uh-huh.
And finally I'm standing there and there's a pyramid of plastic Coke bottles,
Okay.
2 liters. And then it hits me, knock this thing over and she's going to freak out and run out. And so I'm talking to her and I moved my foot and knocked the whole pyramid over. And it worked like a champ.
And that was the only way you could get out from behind the counter.
Yeah. And
All right.
She screamed and she ran out to and I
Trying
helped
to
her
fix
clean it
it.
up. Yeah.
And so the two of you put the bottles back up into a
Yes.
pyramid.
Yeah,
And
and
that's the
then-
first time you had any physical contact.
Yeah, I said, while you're out here, could I get a hug, please?
He
So I know
tricked
you're not mad
me.
at me.
Yeah, he tricked me.
All right. So how was the hug? Pretty good?
Yeah.
All right.
Finally he hugs me.
And so how much longer did you work at the store before you finally just hung it up, called it a day, and moved on with your lives?
Probably a month
Okay.
longer.
So she hung in there for another month.
Yeah.
And then eventually you convinced her to go ahead and quit the job.
Right.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but we've talked about this before. She was making a total of $100 a month, working
Right.
7 days, really.
Yeah.
12 hours a day, one day, 6 hours on the last day, so no real day off.
$100 a
And
month.
out of that $100, $75 was going to her family. And so I think that speaks to you, it spoke to me, and it speaks for many Filipinas, as to just how dedicated they are to family and how much respect they show for their parents.
I might not have asked her out, but for when she said that, I thought, man, this is a good girl.
This is a good girl.
Yeah.
That is a true sign of a good girl.
75%.
So now we'll fast forward to you go up, and I believe she lived on a mountain with her mom. You guys made the long trek up there.
Well, this was on another island,
Uh-huh.
and her mom lived on another island,
Okay.
9 kilometers high up on a mountain.
Okay. So you guys, you got done with the job. You got on a boat, a bus, a ferry, a bike, you name it,
Everything.
any mode of a horse, whatever it might have been, and you made it over to Mom's house
Yeah.
up on the mountain,
Yeah.
and you met Mom. Now, how did Mom react to Joe?
It's not fully, it's not fully like excited. It's
Not fully
fine.
excited.
Yeah.
She was kind of neutral, like okay.
Well,
Yeah.
she spoke no English, so I couldn't say
Oh.
hi. Hi, Mom. I'm a nice guy. My
Right,
name's Joe.
right.
We couldn't communicate.
Right. That is very common. It's the same with my dynamic. I mean, May's mother and father like me now, but
Yeah.
when they met me, they don't know what to think. And it's
No,
not
you
like you can
can't
sit there
talk
and
to
have a
them.
conversation with them and explain yourself.
Yeah.
So I guess neutral is better than pure hate,
Sure.
or rejection. So then you guys, spent a couple of months together? Did you move off the mountain and go get an apartment or something? Or what did you do
did we
for the remain? You had 2 months remaining, I think, in the Philippines.
That's
before.
when we ended up in Dumaguete, isn't it?
But while we are in the mountain that time, he proposed me.
Oh, he proposed.
Oh, yeah.
He
Okay,
proposed
now let's
me.
not put that part out.
Yeah, he
let's not leave
proposed
that
me,
part
and
out.
then
It's like
Yeah.
on our
And
second
did you
day.
say yes
No,
right
it's
away, or
funny
did you
because
say I
he
got to
don't
think
have the
about it?
ring.
Huh?
He don't have the ring.
Oh, he didn't have the
I
ring.
got down on one knee
And
in
then-
front of her mom.
He got that
Proposed.
grass,
I didn't think about a ring.
Ah.
I forgot that part.
Yeah.
and then so he got that grass, the carabao grass, and he made it like a ring.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's kind of romantic in and of itself.
Kind of a cheapskate ring.
He said he don't know my size, so I get it.
So did you say yes?
Yes.
Were you okay with the grass ring?
Yeah.
You finally get a real ring?
And then after
Can we
that,
see your real ring?
no.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, you
All right, I just want to
got
verify. So what did you guys do? You came to Dumageddon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
we
you lived
rented
here
an
for a couple of
apartment.
months? Rented an apartment?
$150 a month,
Nice.
5 minutes from the beach.
Okay.
We were very poor then. We lived on, man, I hate to say this. Guys, don't try this. Don't do what I did. Back then, we were really poor. We lived on $600 a month.
It's
and
like a
you
studio
can't do that
room.
now.
So she wasn't after you for your money either.
No.
There's another good sign.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Think
you
about
just
that.
undercurrent of that is that she wasn't chasing you because you were putting her in some big high rise and
No,
flooding
she
her
knew
with
I was poor.
iPhones and bracelets and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
number one, you got a woman that's family orientated. Number two, you got a woman that's not only lovely, but she's not chasing you for your wallet. So therefore, there were true feelings involved.
Yeah, I
And
never
I think
really,
that's really solid right there.
yeah,
So you had to go back to America,
right.
and you were going to bring her over on the proverbial fiancé visa.
K1 90-day visa.
How did
Yeah.
that work out for you?
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
We actually discussed that on the original video that I did with her
Yeah.
about the 90-day fiancé. I'll put a link to that in this video in case people want to go back and
Right,
review the
right.
gory details of it. But when you went to go do it, you did the paperwork yourself,
I did with some help from a friend.
okay?
But
And
no
then
attorney.
you were an American and she was here by herself. And then when she went down, we'll just give it a quick synopsis here. She went into the embassy,
Well, I
got the
flew here
appointment.
to go-
Okay, that's right. You flew here.
Just to go in the embassy with her. I didn't want her to get scared to do it by herself.
Okay,
So I flew here just for that purpose, to do the embassy and fly back together.
copy that. Okay,
Didn't work.
didn't work.
No.
And what was the big failure there?
They said she had tuberculosis,
Okay.
Yeah.
along with about 30 other girls
Okay.
there. And which they said she'll have to stay for 6 months in Manila, which we didn't have money for an apartment in Manila. We came up with it.
Right.
I said, well, I'll take her back to Dumageddon, to this island, and she had to go to the hospital every day for some tablets. I said, well, I don't like Manila. It's dirty and dangerous. I'll put her here on this beautiful island. And we already had an apartment for $150 a month. And they said, well, then it's going to take
A year.
18 months.
Yeah,
They
more
said
than a
if you
year.
don't do it here, it's 6 months. If you don't do it at our hospital, it's 18 months. I'm like, my gosh, that's a year and a half. So I put her in an apartment in Manila. I had to fly back by myself.
Without her.
Yep, that was a bummer.
And so I have a question for you because there's a number of agencies that are out there that take care of visas. And one is called Filipino Visa that I've been acquainted with recently.
Yeah.
And I've met some people that were on my channel a few videos ago that use them. And they were able to take them from step A, from filling out the paperwork, all the way to accompanying her to Manila, to doing a mock interview, to staying with her at a hotel, putting her up in a hotel, and then they can't go inside, but they can at least have all the paperwork in the proper order, and they can prepare her and calm her down for the questions they
That
might
would have been
have.
so awesome.
Would you have signed up for that program?
Oh my gosh, I'd do it in a second.
I would too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a link to their service in this video because I would hate to see anybody go through what you guys went through,
I was
which was,
scared.
I know from our original video that we did, you had to go down, was it daily and get tested or something like that?
Daily for the tablet. And then I think that when we got to 3 months, we have to testing our phlegm.
Spit in a cup.
Yeah. And yeah, that was took 6 months actually.
6 months you were in an apartment in Manila.
Yes.
And daily you had to go down and take a pill.
Yes.
Because they claimed that you had TB. And that was from an x-ray.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Right.
Yeah.
You
And
are.
you looked at the x-ray, and obviously you're not a radiologist, you're a house painter.
Right.
But you know how to look at an x-ray. I
Yeah.
imagine I've got about the same skill level.
You could do it.
And you could do it. You can see if there's a spot or if there's a dark area or
Right,
whatever
right.
it is that you're supposed to be looking for. And when you looked at it, you questioned them.
Oh yeah.
Explain to me what you asked them and then explain what their responses were.
Can I tell them?
Don't say it mean.
No, I won't. Okay. So a nurse.
I understand we don't want to upset the government or
Right. No, I love the Philippines.
it's okay. It's just what happened.
This is what happened.
This is what happened. They did an x-ray.
She showed me the X-ray.
She showed you the
on a lit
X-ray.
up screen, just like you see in hospitals. And she said, "See all this scarring here?" And I looked at it. You know, right off, that's the circulatory system. I said, "Those are her veins."
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but sir, look on over here. See this cloudiness?
Uh-huh.
And so I know I'm not going to get anywhere with her, so I asked to see the doctor. And it was the same deal. And man, of course I was nice. I did not holler and be ignorant.
You can't.
No.
No.
I mean, I was super nice.
Thank God you were smart.
But I said, she fell off a horse years ago and broke 3 ribs.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see these are not her x-rays because there's no broken ribs.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, I was trying everything I could. I don't know if she broke ribs.
Oh.
I made that up. Anyway.
Nice one, Joe.
Oh, I went
like the
10 different
creativity
ways
on
to
this.
Sunday to try to, everything short of bribery.
Right.
And there was
Right.
actually a placard on the wall, "Do not try to bribe us or
Right.
you will go straight back to the embassy."
Right. Right.
The apartment I had to put her up in, we had no money. It was a 5 stories walk up, and I put my elbow on this wall. It's so small. Put my elbow here and my hand flat-handed out, and I could touch both walls.
Too small.
Amazing.
That's how big it was.
And 6 months you lived in that apartment.
8 months.
8 months you lived in that apartment.
Was it
And
8
then
months?
finally, after
actually-
spitting into a cup and taking a pill and going through all this wazoo medical stuff that you had to do, you finally were given clearance.
Actually, total of 8 months because after you're done of 6 months pills,
Yeah.
they repeat you X-ray and make sure you're clear up. So that was released 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so they took another x-ray.
Yes.
What was the other 2 months for?
The releasing of all the paperwork from
Oh,
my
more paperwork.
exam
Labs.
result, the laboratory.
Labs,
Yes.
all that.
So I'll put this in before I forget. Well, I flew up here again, and we did get to go back that time. Anyway, I took her to a doctor in America, and he did the scratch test for
Yep.
TB. He
Yep.
did that, and before he did it, I said, "Now, how did I put that?" Well, he told me if she's ever had tuberculosis, it's going to be positive. And guess what? It was negative.
So there was no TB.
No.
No.
It was, and we won't get into
Well,
that.
yeah, I hate to say the doctor made it up.
Well,
But just
we
to
won't
me,
even
a
go
house
there.
painter,
We're just going to say that it was an error, an unfortunate error.
Yeah, something
And we'll
seems
leave it
kinda
at that
wacky.
because it is what it is.
Yeah.
And we could belabor the point forever. But that was 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Now, this is something I want to get in with you guys for a little bit, and then we'll call it a day. You've been to America,
Yes.
and you guys work together.
5 years.
I think that's really cool. And so once again, there's another notch in her holster, is that she's loyal,
Yeah.
okay? She's not after your money, and she's certainly not lazy. And so you guys get together, you guys bust a move, and you taught her how to paint.
Yeah.
And you enjoy it from what I understand. You like doing it. You like to stay busy, and you like to earn money.
Yes.
Is it fun to earn money?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the money's a little better in America than it is here. Huh? I mean, you got to walk home with a little more satisfaction,
Yes.
knowing that you knocked down X amount of dollars,
Oh, yeah.
as opposed to making pennies for standing on your feet for 12 hours.
Yeah.
So you guys have been doing that, and your program is that you spend X amount of months in America for her green card requirements.
Right.
And then you guys come out here and you're actually building a house on some land that you all bought a while back.
Yes.
But you're documenting that on video right now.
Yeah.
The building of your house.
Right.
And what we're going to do later in the future is we're going to get reacquainted and we're going to start talking about your house build because you did it all yourself. You were the contractor. You were the designer. You were the architect.
Everything.
You hired the guys. But I want to jump back to life in America. Do you like it in America better or do you like it in the Philippines better?
50-50.
50-50. I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
What do you like about America? I'm really truly curious because I want to take May there one day.
I think I said that on the previous video. There's a lot of opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can work easy,
And convenience.
earn money, and
So
it's
do you like?
everything easy.
So you find opportunity there that's not available here.
Yes.
If you just, and that's kind of the American dream. I mean,
Yeah.
it's if you
You're right.
are diligent, if you're dedicated, if you're willing to fail 100 times before you succeed,
Still go to work every day.
you'll go to work every day. And as long as you're able-bodied and can walk and talk and chew gum,
Yeah.
you should be able to make a living no
can,
matter what.
if you're not
And look at
lazy.
this. This is the young lady that English is not her first language.
Right.
She's in a strange country, a strange culture. I have a question for you. Did you associate with other Filipinos or Filipinas while you were there?
Yeah, sometimes.
And what are they like? Because I hear they can be really nasty. Now, I shouldn't say nasty. I should say that they can be they can try to sabotage you sometimes.
Yeah,
did you find that
depends.
to be true?
Yes. Depends where you hang. Depends which group you go.
Sure,
It is true.
it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
No, there's some great girls. Like 95% of them are wonderful.
Right.
But the ones that go over there and do get divorced, wait for the bus.
That's okay.
But the ones that do get divorced, they want to break up other couples so they have more divorced friends. And I told her that. I said, I'll go to the parties with you if you want to,
Uh-huh.
but it's my advice not to.
That's the good old Philippine crab mentality.
Yeah.
Crab mentality. If a crab's trying to crawl out of a bucket, the other crabs will pull it down.
Yeah.
And so there's that 5%.
Yes.
They went over there, they got divorced, they failed, and so they want to drag you back down.
Right.
Yes.
And you were smart enough to avoid those kind of
Yeah,
people
and
and
actually
hang
I
out
don't
with the
like,
95 that are positive.
Yeah, she likes it at home, and so do I.
Right on.
And if you see one of us, you see both of us.
Got
We're
it.
together 24/7 for 9 years.
Awesome. And you
Yeah.
never get every time I see you guys, you're happy as clams.
Oh, but in 9 years, we got in one argument for about 15 minutes, I think.
Right.
That's it. In
Well, you're
9
both
years,
very
one little
chill.
argument.
I mean, I've known you guys for a couple of years now, and I've never seen either one of you like get angry or lose your temper or anything else. I do remember when we went on a trip, you went downstairs and fell asleep, and she couldn't find you because
That was on the ship.
Yeah, he didn't tell me. That was not good. I don't like that.
Yeah, we were apart that. Yeah, well,
I gave May the old elbow and I said, "Watch this." And then we went on a 3-man hunt for Joe, and you had gone downstairs.
That was
You
on
laid
the
down and
ship.
you fell asleep on the boat.
under some chairs.
Under some
oh, my back
chairs.
hurt, man. I had to lay down somewhere.
And I was so worried.
Friggin' Joe was
Keep
AWOL.
asking
That
them.
was
fell
when we took a
overboard.
trip to Bacolod or Elo or something like
Yeah.
that. All right, so 50-50 on America. If you had to judge or you had to pick, sorry for the buses, guys. They're behind us here. If you had to pick one or the other, do you think you'd pick America? Do you think you'd pick the Philippines, or is it too hard to say?
I think I would rather stay Philippines.
Philippines?
Yeah.
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 Is it because of family and friends and language and culture, or?
Yeah, I think everything what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you,
Weather.
Joe?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday because a lot of people will say I'm an expat, but that means expatriate. And I'm not an expat because I'm still a patriot of America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would fight for America
Sure.
or I would fight for the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a toss-up. 6 months there, 6 months here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have a place in both countries.
I really do think, for those listening that are still got a house that's free and clear and a 9-year-old Camry in the garage,
Yeah.
that when they come out here, they shouldn't sell all that stuff right away.
No.
I really think that they should come out here and do 6 months minimum if they have the financial means to do so.
Right.
And test the waters. Put your toe in, the proverbial toe in the water. See if you like it. Maybe you're out here looking for romance, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just looking for a break from the mundane,
Yeah.
from the everyday stuff. Maybe you're sick of the snow. I love to think of the Philippines as the new snowbird country. You
Right.
know, the people that they bail out of Minnesota and they go to Palm Springs.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, now I think they can get on a plane and come over to Southeast Asia and get way more bang for their buck. They can still play golf. They can still go out to eat every day. They can go scuba diving. They can do all these cool things over here
Yeah.
for a third the price of what it would be in the States.
I've never been a rich man, and I've done it for 23 years.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just got certified scuba diving.
And you just got certified scuba
Yeah, a few
diving.
months ago.
So we got another video coming up, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are 10 years into your relationship. How long have you actually been married?
7.
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we got married.
And how long until you get the green card? Because you're doing it, you're not doing it 5 years in a row or whatever it is. You're doing it 6 months at a time or something like that, right?
Yeah, back and forth.
Back and forth?
I got my permanent that is like good for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, good for 10 years.
Okay. And then what are your plans for the future? I know you're building the house here. Are you going to do it the same way? Green card or no green card? Let's just say that all gets settled and you're all set. You're all legal. You take the Pledge of Allegiance and all that good stuff. You still going to do 6 months here, 6 months there? Or?
In a week or two, I get my permanent resident card here.
Okay.
And so I'll basically be a permanent resident of 2 countries.
Okay.
As long as I can afford it, I'll fly back and forth. You know, because I've got friends and family
Sure.
in both countries now.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I've got a small house in
Sure.
both countries. And,
Sure.
You know,
And you're not even collecting Social Security because you're too young.
No, no.
So will you be able to pull the trigger on that, or is being self-employed kind of put the boogaboo on that?
No, when I'm 62, I'll apply.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
apply.
All right.
I had I built 12 houses in America,
Uh-huh.
3 for myself. And so I sold one house.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I sold 2. Well, one was a flip. But yeah, I've got a little bit of savings, and we're using that to build this house here. She wanted a simple house, and I made it a little bit too big.
End up
And you shaped it like a castle.
It is a castle.
And you actually have a
Castle and
drawbridge on
hassle.
it.
Yeah,
Right?
not
And-
yet. But
Not yet?
I bought what kind of lumber is it for the drawbridge?
Mahogany.
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 Yeah, the house it's a castle. There's 4
right.
towers, 4 guard towers. There's the parapet wall. I've got it all on video.
Perfect. Well, make me a promise that we get together again and we talk next time about the house building project that you're doing,
Yeah,
and we show some of the video of what you've been doing,
sure.
and we just sort of call it a day.
Yeah.
Is there any last words of wisdom that you guys have for somebody that's thinking about maybe starting the K1 process or meeting over here or living in America or back and forth? I mean,
Don't be scared to do it. Do it.
Yeah.
But don't be heartbroken if it doesn't work the first time and you mess up the paperwork. See, that's why the people you mentioned that
Yeah.
can help you with it,
yeah.
spend $1,000. Let them help you with it.
Okay,
And be
cool.
patient. That's
All right.
very
Patience,
important.
that's the main thing.
Yeah, because it cost you guys a lot of money
Yes.
I did.
to stay in a hotel, and
Yes. And
he had to send you a supplemental income.
yes.
Yeah.
And then you had the time apart, so there's the emotional part, and you were uncomfortable. And I think your mom came and stayed with you for
Yeah,
a while.
did,
So
yeah.
what a drill, you know. If you can avoid that, you can avoid it.
It was tough.
Right on. All right, Daddy-O and Chicky-O, thanks a lot for coming on the channel again.
All right.
And it's good to meet you this time, Joe, on the channel. And we will definitely have you guys back on the old dog.
Maybe
All right?
I'll name my YouTube channel on that time.
And that time we'll have a YouTube channel going for you. and we'll get it rocking and rolling then.
Cool.
All right, cool.
Okay.
See you
Thanks,
guys. Bye.
Get you stuck in there.